Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video, we'll be doing the full review for the Google Pixel XL2. And I took my time with this device. I have been testing this device now for almost over a month. And yes, I'll also talk about my experience, how I feel this device is, the pricing, the screen issues and stuff. But before that, here are the specs for the Pixel 2 XL. As you can see, it is powered by the Snapdragon 835 chipset. It comes with 4 GB of RAM and comes in two varieties of storage, 64 or 128 GB. And other specs are on the screen for your reference. So let's dive down between the pros and cons, what I liked about this device and what are the things that I actually did not like about this device. And I've used a lot of smartphones, premium smartphones lately, the Galaxy Note 8, the iPhone 10 and others. So I'll also compare a little bit with them also. And the first thing that I really liked about this device is, though it's a flagship device, having that 6-inch screen, then also it does not feel heavy. This was a problem with the Galaxy Note 8 and even the iPhone 10. Don't get me wrong, it just feels a little bit more dense, whereas this is actually the lightest in terms of premium smartphones, and that can be a good thing if you talk a lot on the phone. I was taking calls over half an hour and I did not feel my hand was fatigued when I was using this device. And in terms of build quality, though back, as you can see, it does not look, it's metallic. Actually, it is metallic. It had as an aluminum frame, but they have a coating on this which gives it a plasticky feel, and I feel this is a good thing. In fact, it gives a very good grip to the device. And second thing, what I liked about this device is that it is having a proper dual front firing speakers, and the audio output that I was getting from this one was actually really good. For example, when you listen to music or when you're watching, in fact, YouTube videos, it gives you a very immersive experience. So it is the audio experience was actually very good. I'll talk about one of the cons. They have omitted the headphone jack. I'll talk about that in the cons. And now moving to cellular call quality, I did not have any problems with the cellular call quality on this phone. I used this phone with my primary SIM, that is Airtel 4G, and I did not have any problem. Sadly, this is not a dual SIM device. Now moving to the Android experience. Out of the box, this comes with Android Oreo, that's the latest one. And as this is a Pixel smartphone, the updates are handled directly by Google, so you don't have to worry. And I have to say, this is the best Android experience that you can get. It is very fast and fluid. I did not notice any lag whatsoever. Even RAM management, though this one is just having 4 GB of RAM. Many of the new smartphones are having 6 or even 8 GB of RAM. But even with 4 GB of RAM, the RAM management has been done very well, and did not notice any issues of lagginess on this device. In fact, I have to say, this is one of the most fluid device that I have used. In fact, I've also used the iPhone 10, and I have to say, in terms of fluidity, it's even more fluid compared to the iPhone 10. So no issues regarding RAM management, and it's actually a joy to use this device. That is one of the reasons I come back to the Pixel devices. Very fluid experience, up-to-date Android that you are getting. Also, I feel this will fall into the gimmicky part. I personally don't use it. You might use it. They also have this squeeze function. If you squeeze the phone like this, I made it you can change the setting. It launches the Google Assistant. So this is another way to launch the Google Assistant. Personally, I did not use this feature, but yeah, that feature is there. So you might be able to use it. Luckily, you can customize it, because with the default setting, I was accidentally, when I was picking up the phone from the pocket, it was activating. Now I've set it to hard. So you have to really squeeze to get this. Also, this works while you're getting a call. You can just squeeze to silence it. So yeah, that functionality is there. But to be very frank, over the last month, I hardly used that functionality. I just say the OK Google keyword and other things to activate it. And you can always just tap on this and the Google Assistant just comes up. Now let's talk about the battery life. Though on paper it just has a 3520 milliamp hour battery and it's having that 6-inch screen, the battery life has been actually very good if we compare it with other flagship Android smartphones. Yes, the sad state is mid-range Android phones have far better battery life, but if we compare with other flagship Android phones like the Note 8 or even the iPhone 10, etc., this one will give you the best battery life. In fact, in terms of screen on time, I was averaging anywhere between 5.5 hours to about 6+ hours of screen on time, which is actually very good in my opinion. And it could easily last for about full working day without any issue. So in terms of battery life, I was actually pretty impressed. And if it was just a normal day, the battery life was actually lasting me for about 1.5 days. Yeah, quick charging is also there, and the charger supplied in the box is a quick charger, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, moving to gaming performance, I did play quite a few games with it, and also some heavy games like the Asphalt Extreme. And as you can see, the gaming performance was actually very good. I did not face any issues like lag with Asphalt Extreme and other games that I played. And I also like the fact that as this one has that stereo speaker, while you were gaming, it gives you a very immersive experience. I also played Asphalt 8 with this, and yes, it lagged a little bit here and there if I was nitpicking. But again, Asphalt 8, I've noticed that it is not very well optimized on Android phones and it lags with quite a few high-end phones. So gaming performance would be actually really good. And I also like the fact that even after extended gaming, yes, the handset tends to get a little bit warm here, but it was not getting very hot. Now, moving to the fingerprint scanner, I feel the fingerprint scanner position is very well. You can easily reach the same, and the fingerprint scanner is actually a very responsive one. So you don't have to worry about the fingerprint scanner performance on this smartphone. It's been done very well. Now, moving to the camera, I feel this is one thing that Google has done brilliantly. It just has a single rear-facing camera, as you can see. It does not have that fancy dual camera setup like many other smartphones are doing. But even with just a single camera, I have to say the camera performance is outstanding. And even with just a single camera, they are able to provide features like the portrait mode, not only with the rear-facing camera, but even with the front-facing camera. And I have tested its camera with the iPhone 10, and I have to say, if I have to pick a smartphone just based on the camera, the Pixel 2 XL has the best camera as of now. Yes, sadly, it does not have the telephoto lens, but even without that, you get effects like bokeh mode, and even that portrait mode works with the front-facing camera. And also the front-facing camera performance was actually very good. And also I shot quite a bit of video with this, even 4K video, and the video performance was also good. It actually employs optical image stabilization plus electronic image stabilization to get very good footage in terms of video. So in terms of camera performance, I have to say, as of now, this is the best smartphone if you take a lot of photographs and video. Now let's move to some of the things that I did not like with this device. And it's been over a month now, and I still do not like the position of the power button and the volume rocker. They are actually very close to each other, and you accidentally have, even now I touch it. And also I feel the power button's location is actually a little bit on the top, so I have to actually adjust my grip often to reach to that. So I don't like that. So yeah, still after a month, I feel this was not a very good position. The power button should have been a little bit lower, and the volume rocker should have been moved to this side, but you might get used to it. But I still don't like that position. In terms of tactile feel, no problems, but the position, as I've told you, I don't like that. Now, moving to the biggest problem with this device is the screen. They have opted for this POLED screen, and this is made by LG. And let's just get it straight. This is not the best screen that you can get. For example, the Note 8 or even the iPhone 10 have a better OLED screen. If you tilt the phone to extreme angles, and this does not happen every time, but mostly if you're using a white background, a lot of text, you'll notice if you tilt the phone, you get that blue tint issue. And that can be a little bit annoying. Moving to the colors also, by default, the colors are actually pretty muted on this phone. But with the update, Google has pushed out this extra saturated mode, and yes, if you move to that, the colors look a lot more punchier. But again, I feel it's not as good as that we find on the iPhone 10 or the Note 8. In fact, I've made a separate video regarding the new saturation mode. I'll have the link for that video in the description area so that you can check out. But to be fair, you get used to the screen colors after about 3 days. First day I noticed it a lot, but after a third day of usage, I just got used to the screen. So yeah, you'll get used to it. But the fact is that this is not the best quality screen that we are getting. Now moving to another thing is that this one does not have wireless charging. Most of the high-end Android phones and now even the iPhone have wireless charging, so that's a convenient feature. We simply don't have wireless charging on this one. And also, I don't know why Google did this. They have removed the headphone jack. So if you have other headphones that utilize the 3.5 headphone jack, you have to use an adapter that is provided in the box. But again, I lost that adapter, so I don't know. Yeah, when I tested that with that adapter, it sounded okay, but you have to use that adapter. And I'm annoyed with the Google because if you recall the Xiaomi Mi A1, which is an Android One device that was partnered with Google, on that budget-oriented device, they have put a fabulous 3.5mm headphone jack with awesome output. So I don't get it why you can't put that on your flagship. So again, that's a big con for me personally. It might not be for you, but I'll have a lot of traditional headphones and earphones with me, and I sorely miss that 3.5mm headphone jack. Also, again, as this is a Pixel device, it's a single SIM device, and you also do not get any expandable storage with the same. So if you are looking for that, this is not the device for you. So you have to be a little bit careful when you are buying this device. You have to decide upfront you want to go with the 64 gigabyte variant or the 128 gigabyte variant, because there is no SD card on the same. Also, yes, this is not a big con, but sort of nitpicking, I would say, considering the price point of this device. Yes, the rear facing camera with just a single lens is also fabulous, one of the best that we have seen, particularly low lighting. I would say it trounces everything. But at this price point, many of the other manufacturers are providing dual camera setup. And I miss that telephoto lens. That telephoto lens that we have on the iPhone 10 and others can be sort of helpful if you are taking shots that are very distance. Yes, you can digitally zoom, but you have a quality loss. At this price point, Google should have provided the 2x zoom. And lastly, it's the pricing. This one is again priced really high in India. I think so. The base variant of the Pixel 2 XL is about 72 or 73,000, and certainly it's a very expensive smartphone. And in fact, it's even more expensive than the Note 8. So again, I would say if this is an excellent device, it's the most fluid Android device that I've used. In fact, I would say this is the most fluid smartphone that I've used till date. And again, updates are controlled by Google, so you don't have to worry about it. Most fluid device, and also as it's a Pixel device, Google is offering unlimited storage for your photos and videos, and it has the best camera. But still, that screen is something you might not like it. So I would say go to a store and have a look at this phone, use it for 10 minutes. If you're okay with the screen, then go with it. I would say if the screen was perfect on this device, this would have been the ideal Android smartphone. But as of now, I can't say that. But still, I like this device for what it is. The best camera performance, the most fluid Android phone, and my primary SIM will go back into this device when I'm not testing any other device. So I hope you found this video review helpful. If you still have any other questions regarding this Pixel 2 XL, do post your questions in the comment section and I'll try to answer them. And I also made another video where I was comparing the camera of this Pixel 2 XL with the iPhone 10. Link for that video will be there in the YouTube show notes, and some other videos that I posted on the Pixel 2 XL. So make sure you check that out. So guys, that's it for now for this video. If you're still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.